Don't kill the cat! Ha!
Okay, one of the first entries is flak jacket. Flak jacket or flak vest is a form of body armor. A flak jacket is designed to provide protection from case fragments, frag, from high explosive weaponry such as anti-aircraft artillery. Flak is a German contraction for Fliegerabwehrkanone, aircraft defense gun, grenade fragments, some types of pellets used in shotguns, and other lower velocity projectiles. It is not designed to protect against bullets fired from most small arms, such as rifles or handguns. However, flak jackets are able to sustain certain gunshots depending on the angle at which the shot was fired, an oblique angle, for example. The caliber of the bullet, the speed of the projectile, and the range from which the shot was fired. This has got me thinking maybe if you're extra careful, you'd have a bulletproof vest and then a flak jacket on top of it. Soldier wearing flak jacket, 1971 during the Vietnam War. Two components of an obsolete British military flak vest. On the left, nylon vest. On the right, 12 layers of ballistic nylon that provide actual protection. The term flak jacket is often colloquially applied to newer body armor featuring protection against small arms projectiles, but the original usage predated the existence of modern and more resistant bulletproof vests, and the two are not interchangeable in performance. Alright, we got some history here. $5 to $7. Materials. The first flak jackets consisted of manganese steel pellets sewn into a waistcoat made of cotton canvas. With later revisions of the vest, the waistcoat was made of ballistic nylon, a material engineered by the DuPont company. Therefore, flak jackets functioned as an evolved form of plate armor, or brigandine. The first flak jacket weighed about 10 kilos. During the Korean and Vietnam Wars, the flak jacket was changed and the manganese steel plates were replaced by other materials. The U.S. Army's vests, body armor, fragmentation protective vest M69, sounds like something out of San Andreas, weighed under 8 pounds and were made of 12 layers of ballistic nylon sealed in a vinyl plastic bag to repel water, and later revisions added polyethylene stiffeners to alleviate bunching of the ballistic nylon. The exterior of the vest was made of standard nylon fabric, fiberglass, hauberk, chainmail.